In this episode, I'm going to cover embedding the application. So I'll start off by embedding the app in a div, then I'll add a border to it, then I'll show how it resizes. So I'm going to minimize and go to my application. Well, in the previous episode, I added the content panel to the viewport. The viewport takes up 100% of the width and height and provides that sizing to the child container. Well, instead of doing it with the viewport, I want to add the content panel to the root panel, which is the body. But in this case, I'm going to use get to say, get my element in the body and use the ID. So my div is the ID. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to create a div and I'm going to use the ID equals my div. So I'm going to insert the content panel in this div here. Okay, so let's see what happens. I'm going to hit debug. I'm going to hit and launch the process. Okay, I'm going to click on the link to launch the browser. Okay, there it is. Well, the div is a blocking element, takes up 100% of the width, so the content panel sizes accordingly, but it doesn't take 100% of the height. If I wanted to take up 100% of the height, let's try that and see how that would work. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to say style equals height is 100%. So I give the height attribute 100%. And if I look at its parent, the body, it's 100%. And if I look at the HTML, it's 100%. So it should take up 100%, but does it? Let's see how that works. So I'm going to save, go back to the browser, reload it. Well, I can see that it's not taking up 100%. Let's inspect just to see the case here. I'm going to use the element inspector, inspect. Let's try to get the outer div here. Okay, the height is 100%, so I could see it's 100% here by the dark blue on the left, but the content panel doesn't. And that's because it's a resize container and it's expecting to be sized by the parent. And the viewport would normally size it, but in this case, I'm adding it to the div, which is a flow container in the sense of this application. So I'll have to programmatically size it myself. So let me see. I'm going to do that by going to the Java. So I'm going to add an attach handler to do this. So cp.add attach handler, new autocomplete adds the handler, and I got to import it here. Auto import. I'm going to add imports automatically. Then if on attach cp.isAttached, let's say is attached, and I'm going to add final because I'm accessing CP in the anonymous class here. So if attached, then I want to get the body size. How would I get the body size? Well, I can copy this and I can say, whoop, I need to get rid of that. That's the body. So get offset width. I'll do the width too in this case. Because I'm sizing the height, I'll size the width as well. So I'll add the height, get offset height. Then I need to set the pixel size. So cp.set pixel size width height. So when the content panel is attached to the document, I say get the root panel size, which is the body, and then I send the size into the content panel. So let's see what happens here. So reload. Okay, there we go. The content panel is resized when it's attached. So if I drag the size, but it's not resized when the window is resized. Well, how would I resize it when the window is resized? Let's look at that. So in this case, I'm going to go window.add resize handler, autocomplete, new autocomplete the resize handler, which is an anonymous inner class. I'll get rid of the space and finish it with semicolon and add the contents. I want to do the same thing that I'm doing when I attach it. So when the window is resized, I want to get the body size and then set that to the content panel. This could be a heavy call, and if it is, I'm going to wrap this with a timer and then schedule it so when a pause occurs on Windows resizes or wait for 100 milliseconds. So I won't cover adding a timer around this in this episode. I'll cover that in some future episode. Just keep in mind if it's a heavy call, wrap it with a timer and schedule it out 100 milliseconds to wait for a future frame. So it's not resized on every call. But in this case, it's a light widget, and I'll go ahead and resize it as such. Okay, reload. All right, I can see that size. Let's see if window resizing. Oh, it's not resizing because I didn't save it. Let me save it and then reload. Super Dev Mode incrementally compiles real fast, so I can resize it now. Okay, there it is. It's resizing. So as I resize it, the content panel is getting resized. So that's pretty cool. So let me review real quick what I just did. So I'm going to go to the HTML. I added a div, and its parents are 100% height because the div is a blocking element. In this case, it's inserted into the body of the document. So it will be a width of 100% without even stating that, but I have to state the height as 100%. So if I go to my Java, I said on attach, when it's attached, I get the body, root panel.get, I get the offset of the width and height because I'll just use the set pixel size, which is easy. And then on attach, I set the pixel size, which will initially set it when it's attached. But when I resize the window, like as such, it will resize it as well. And it's done the same way by getting the body height and width, and I set the pixel size again. So that concludes this video today. Thanks for watching. Follow me for more tips and tricks, and I'll catch you later.